Welcome everyone to our Yin Yoga class. My name is Tammy and I'll be guiding you through the next hour. Our focus is on fatigue, exhaustion. You may be feeling this if you're joining me right now. You may be feeling this into the evening. If you're doing this on your own time, then of course, during the day, at different times that we may feel that fatigue. So doing some poses that will help us with that fatigue, getting things cleaned out through our body, getting things moving to help us release any of that tiredness. Starting in easy pose, place your right foot close to your body first, and then cross your left leg over top. Just a little shift through the body, relax through the shoulders. Take a moment here, close your eyes, doing a head to toe check of how you're feeling. Starting at the head, coming down your body, all the way to your toes, letting yourself settle into the ground. Noticing your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. You may exhale through the mouth at first. Your exhale breath is longer than the inhale breath. Tipping the right ear over to the shoulder, and then just hold. A very gentle stretch into the side of our neck. With the next inhale breath, taking the head back up to the center. Exhale breath, tip your ear over to the other side. Just gently come into the stretch. With the next inhale breath, taking the head back up to the center. Exhale breath, holding. Opening up your eyes. Releasing, easy pose. Come into the other side. Take your left foot in. Cross your right leg over top. Easy pose again. This time turn your palms up towards the sky. Shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes. Again, letting yourself settle into this pose. Inhale breath. Exhale breath. Tip the right ear over to the shoulder. side. Inhale, breath, coming up to the center. Exhale, breath, tip your ear over to the left side, left shoulder. Inhale, breath, take the head back up. Exhale, breath, hold, opening up your eyes. Take your hands by the sides. Take the legs in front. Take your feet wider than the hips. Windshield wiper, knees side to side. Dragonfly is our next pose. Take your legs in front, wide-legged forward fold. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, fold forward. Now with yin, we want support. So before you fold forward, check to see if you have a pillow, a bolster handy, and tuck it in between your legs. Right to the inner thighs here, your groin. And then make your way down into Dragonfly. Little fold here. You may stack your cushions. Take your time to come into the pose. Lots of support. Turn your cheek and let the right cheek rest on your pillow. Gently coming out of Dragonfly. Turn your head to the center and then make your way up. Okay. Take your prop pillows away, set them to the side. Taking the right leg in front and left leg behind to deer. You may hold deer sitting up tall, pelvic tilt, and you may hold here. You may add the twist also, or Just the gentle fold forward and let the forehead rest. Again, you may use a prop, a cushion, so just always have those handy, and then let the forehead rest here. Sometimes you don't need, of course, a prop. You may use your hands as the support. Gently coming out of deer on the right side. And then coming over to the left side for deer. Left leg comes in front, right leg behind. So now here, I'd like you to check in with your breath, seeing if your breath has become more even to help you to release the stress, decreasing fatigue and exhaustion, just letting it all go. Here you may have the pelvic tilt. You may add the twist or the fold forward. Slowly coming out of deer. Take your legs in front. Windshield viper, knees side to side. So feet wider than the hips. And windshield viper. That blood flow going again. And releasing. Left leg goes in front, right leg, tuck your foot into the inner thigh. Half butterfly. Here you may use a prop again, a pillow. You could have a couple of pillows on top of each other. And sitting up nice and tall, inhale, exhale, fold forward, forehead resting. So with noticing your breath, noticing your heartbeat, your heart rate, noticing that it has slowed down now. Slowly coming out of the fold, making your way to the other side. This time the right leg will come in front, left leg tucks in. Take your time to set yourself up. Make sure it's easy for you to breathe. Exhale, breath, fold forward. If you need to shift, please do, and then make your way back into stillness, letting yourself soften. Slowly coming out of the fold. Take your props to the side. If you did use props, remember you don't have to use props if it's not working for you. Finding support though, where needed. Sleeping Swan will be our next pose. Take your legs over to the side and then come to all fours. Shift through the body here, so you may wag your tail. Sit back into the heels and then come forward. Okay, sleeping swan. I do like to have a pillow under one of my hips, so you may also do the same thing, or a block or a blanket too. That'll work. So all fours, step forward with the right hand, left hand, come up into downward facing dog. Alternate knee bends. And then hold here, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. You can take your heels up off the floor, lift the right leg straight up into the air, and then bend the knee, step forward, turn your right knee out to the right wrist. Square the hips. And here I'm going to put my pillow underneath my right hip for support. Sleeping swan will be with the fold forward. You may have a cushion for your forehead or stack your fists. You may uncurl the toes too. If this is not working for your knee, please roll over to your back, cross your leg, your right ankle over the left knee for figure four. Wrap your hands around the left leg. We'll be in this pose for another minute. So again, if you do need to shift, please do so. Slowly coming out of sleeping swan. Come back into downward facing dog or all fours. Three-legged dog. Take the left leg up and then bend the knee and then turn the left knee out to the left wrist. Take your pillow or your block, place it underneath your left hip. You may come into figure four, lying on your back with your left ankle crossed over the right knee. Folding forward for sleeping swan. Forehead rest. Toes are down to the mat or uncurled. Slowly coming out of sleeping swan. Come to downward facing dog and then all fours. Just remove your prop just to the side here. And then roll over to your side of your body to butterfly. Okay, butterfly, it's nice to have support underneath both knees. So I'm going to have two pillows. Taking the bottoms of my feet together. Tuck your feet in a little bit closer to your groin. Tuck the pillows into the sides. Turn your feet open like a book. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Now the elbows may come down onto your legs, or take your arms in front. Let the head hang. You may want the support for the forehead, so you can have your forehead resting into your hands, or you could stack some blocks up or cushions and then let the forehead rest. You may also have your knees a little bit higher and then fold forward and just kind of curl in like a little ball. We'll be here for about a minute and a half longer. Starting to settle in butterfly. Making your way out of butterfly. Slowly come up. Take your right leg forward, left leg forward. Caterpillar is our next posture, next pose. I like to use my bolster for caterpillar, placing my pillow on top of my legs, finding what works for you, of course. Sitting up and over my pillow, I'll let the right cheek rest or let the left cheek rest. If you're not using a prop, You may have a towel or a blanket underneath of the knees for support. And fold forward that way. Continue to let yourself soften. Noticing your breath again. Exhale breath is longer than the inhale breath. Coming out of caterpillar, if your head is turned, gently turning it back to the center. Please turn it to the other way. Come back to the center and then make your way up. And then remove your prop. Slow cat and cow will be your next pose. Come bending through the knees and then come to all fours. Relax the shoulders on your toes. Inhale to cow through the tailbone, very, very slow. So tailbone is moving first. Inhale and exhale, hold. Exhale, release into cat. Inhale and exhale, hold. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, hold. And wag your tail. Release. Uncurl the toes. Bring your big toes together. Sit back into the heels to child's pose. Child's pose, if it's not working out for your knees, you may lie on your back and then tuck your knees into the chest for cradle. Let the forehead rest. Resting on the mat, resting on your hands. You may make fists, letting the forehead rest. Coming out of child's pose to dragon. So to all fours, take your toes down. Step forward with the right hand, left hand. Come into downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, take the right leg up towards the sky and then step onto the outside of the right wrist. Left knee may go down to the ground or you're staying lifted. If you notice that there is a lot of pressure onto the wrists, take the knee down to the ground. I always like to have a couple mats. So I have my lighter blue mat and then my darker blue mat stacked on top of each other, or a knee block, or you may roll up one of the mats for that knee support. Taking a little bit more pressure off the wrists, come down to your forearms for a deeper stretch. Let yourself now find stillness. Fifteen more seconds in dragon. Coming out of dragon slowly, and then back to downward facing dog, or you may come to all fours. Shift through the body, and then three-legged dog. Lift the left leg to the sky and step onto the outside of the left wrist. So knee is up or the knee is down to the ground. Take that pressure off of the wrist. Come down to the forearms too. A little bit of a deeper stretch. And then find stillness. Head hangs. Let your body sink into the stretch, feeling that opening onto the outside of the left hip. Last time was the right hip. Coming into the front of the thigh. Thirty more seconds. Slowly releasing. Come to downward facing dog. And then all fours. Sit back into child's pose, arms forward or the arms by the sides. Forehead rests. Slowly releasing from child's pose. Come over to your belly. So you come onto your side and then over to your belly to Sphinx. Elbows underneath of the shoulders. Pubic bone down. Now really long through the spine. Not squishing your lumbar spine. Press down through the tops of your feet. You may contract your quadriceps. Pubic bone down again. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Pressing down through your forearms. A little tip of the chin forward. Stay strong through your core. Contracting your quadriceps. Pressing down into the ground with your tops of your feet. Spine is long. We can do this for 30 more seconds, staying strong. And slowly releasing back into child's pose just for a moment. And make your way back up. Legs up the wall. So turning over to the side and then come down to the ground, roll over to your back. Take your legs up. You may use a wall too, so your legs would be resting against a wall, or just legs up into the air. Arms by the sides, palms down. Close your eyes. Get the blood flowing back to your heart, making it easier. Letting yourself settle. 10 more seconds. And releasing, bending the knees. Take the knees into the chest to cradle. Take a moment. And releasing, right foot, left foot down to the ground. Shavasana is our final pose, our final resting posture. Shavasana may be on your back with the knees bent or the legs straight, taking your right leg out to the right corner of your mat, left leg out to the left corner of your mat, turning the palms up towards the sky. You may also do legs up the wall, and I'll just show you that version. Legs up the wall. You may do butterfly with the support of the wall. Finding the resting posture that will work for you and letting yourself settle, making sure that you're nice and warm. So if you do have a blanket, please use blanket. Or you may want to put some socks on. If you have a nice iPad, you may place that over top of your eyes. And then here we find stillness. Closing our eyes. Letting the lips part. Letting your facial muscles soften. Letting your body soften. Letting your body have that sinking feeling, melting. I will call you back when it is time. We'll be in Shavasana for a good 5 minutes. slowly coming back to me. Noticing the surface you are lying on. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. A shift through the body. If you're lying on your back, bending through the knees, take the right arm overhead and then gently roll over to your right side to fetal. And then gently make your way up to comfortable seated position. You may come into easy seated pose from our first pose that we started with our class, or hero like me. Taking your hands to your heart center. Thank you everyone for joining me, sharing your practice with me. I hope that this class has been able to help you to relieve that exhaustion, that fatigue. Enjoying the rest of the week as we move forward. Namaste.